Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. This is my 2024 Formula 1 Italian Grand Prix review. Obviously, with me not doing a watch on it, but I'll do my review on the Italian Grand Prix where we saw Charles Leclerc do a one-stop masterclass win, a one-stop masterclass victory. For once, Ferrari got it absolutely spot on in the Grand Prix, got it absolutely spot on, and absolutely fooled the other teams around them, chasing for the win. Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz both having a one-stop strategy, while the others had two stops or even more than that. And this was a masterclass win, albeit Ferrari did win a Who's upgrade to Italy, as you would expect, home Grand Prix. And it means everything to Ferrari fans winning the home Grand Prix as well, despite them not being at it in terms of challenging at the top. But let's get straight into it then. This was the full cast with Hayes and Charles Leclerc, obviously winning the Grand Prix. Only just a couple more laps, and also Piastri would have been on his tail. Piastri was obviously chasing Charles Leclerc down with the twin on Charles Leclerc's tyres on that one stop. But Charles Leclerc, fair play to him, and I've been a huge critic of Charles Leclerc, but he deserves massive credit for winning that Grand Prix, especially on the one stop as well. I did have my doubts, even when he did win the Grand Prix. I thought, yeah, there's some been investigation there because of what happened to George Russell. He did a one stop, didn't he, in Belgium, while everyone else did a two stopper. I thought it was a bit suspicious, Charles Leclerc doing a one stop, but everything was fine, and he basically managed the tyres well, and got the strategy spot on, and defeated the fastest car on the grid at the moment in McLaren's, in the two McLaren's of course. And Charles Leclerc, he's not in the Drivers' Championship battle, but all of a sudden it's a 3-horse race for the constructors' title. It's a 3-horse race. I think McLaren will still win it, the constructors, but Red Bull are not just looking over the shoulder at Ferrari now, at McLaren now. They're looking over their shoulders at Ferrari as well. Because you have to be honest, Ferrari, even they've got the two, even both drivers will store points over Perez as well. Max Verstappen's doing it on his own at Red Bull, while McLaren and Ferrari got two drivers who will store points. So don't be shocked, people. I'm going to be controversial. I think Red Bull could actually finish third in the constructors by the end of the season. I don't think Ferrari will win the constructors. I think the constructors is McLaren's title for me. Just because I think Ferrari can still have that inconsistency about them. But I think both drivers at Ferrari will outstar Sergio Perez as well. So, good weekend, you have to say, for Ferrari. Successful weekend. Especially when you expect McLaren to be the fastest car on the grid as well. Let's get on to McLaren. Obviously, Lando Norris qualified on pole. Norris qualified on pole. Piastri qualified second, of course. And obviously, again, off the line, Lando Norris didn't really get off the line really well at all. He was side by side, but obviously went into turn one still ahead of Piastri. And then a couple corners, yeah, that's it. I got the F3 died, start the F3, just bear with me. Here we go, I'm back now. I do apologise for that. A day early during the recording, but what can I do? But yeah, McLaren, I feel it's a missed opportunity. I really do. I feel it's a missed opportunity for McLaren. Don't get me wrong, they have closed it up massively on Red Bull to now 8 points in constructors. And the DAP is now closing the drivers as well to 63 points. So McLaren and Norris have still outscored Verstappen in both championships. But it should have been a win. They know it, McLaren as well. McLaren know they should have won that 1-3. There's a bit of an argument because of Piastri. It's obviously, at the end of the day though, Piastri was quicker than Lando Norris in the race. And Piastri, I don't see anything wrong with Oscar Piastri making that move a couple corners later on Lando Norris after they're not behind. I don't see anything wrong with that. Maybe Lando Norris, I'm sorry, I really need to criticise Lando Norris now. Maybe he needs to start getting off the iron really well because it's not been done enough at the moment. Whenever he's been leading the race, he's asking off the lead, hasn't he? He has lost the lead in the race, and that's going to cost him in the Triumph Championship for me. He can't be, because there's no excuse now. There's no excuse. It's called a spade. McLaren are now the fastest car on the grid. Red Bull have just had a major drop off in terms of pace. Max Verstappen, by the way, still needs huge credit, but still trying to trod that car. But we need to call a spade now. I think it could be a failure for McLaren now if they don't win the Constructors' Championship. They don't win the Constructors' Championship, so it's not a failure on that part. Start of the season, you wouldn't expect McLaren to be up there because you all expected Red Bull to win it at a comfortable margin. But with how it is now, it probably is a failure for McLaren if they don't win the Constructors. Is it a failure if they don't win the drivers as well? Potentially, because don't know what I do think Max Verstappen will win a race before the end of the season, and that probably puts an end to Norris' title chances, in my opinion. But if Verstappen doesn't, and it still continues, it is a failure for me. It is a failure. Because, 8 races remaining? I actually don't think 63 points with 8 races remaining is doable for me. I think it's doable. It's done because I still fancy Verstappen to still hold on in the end to that title. But I do think McLaren got the Constructors sealed, in my opinion. So it's an okay weekend. It's still a content weekend for McLaren because they've outstarred Red Bull and Verstappen. But it should have been better for McLaren. It should have really been a 1-2 for me, for McLaren. And Norris, he'll be kicking himself as well. It just was not Norris' weekend for me. Mercedes 5th and 7th. To be fair to Mercedes, they were quite quick in practice, weren't they? And quite up there. But yeah, it's where you expect Mercedes to be done this 1-3 for me. A poor weekend for Red Bull. More struggles for Red Bull at the moment. It's a major downfall at the moment, especially if they've lost that lead in Constructors' Championship. They've done a use of Constructors' Championship, in my opinion, because Perez, it doesn't look like getting his ass into the for me. And it's interesting. Do people think Verstappen can still win the Drivers' Championship? I still think he will. I think he will still hold on shots, in my opinion, because I still believe Verstappen. I think the early work in the season has probably just done it for him, shots. And so that's my thoughts on that. Alex Albon, quick weekend for him. Then in the points, Kevin Magnussen has got a ban, of course. Kevin Magnussen, who has got in the points, but has got a race ban. He will be banned for the Azerbaijan 4-3. as the FIA confirmed the penalty points received during the chaos were per Dadsey in yesterday's race season reached the 12-point penalty limit. I think Edmondson does not care anymore, does he? I just don't think he cares, because he's always been quite hectic, hasn't he, as a driver? Always getting penalties. And plus, he's even anyways, he's even F1, so he doesn't care. Fernando Alonso misses out on the points, but a good debut for Toro Pinto in a Williams car. Obviously, replacing Jordan Sargent. Not everyone we expected. We thought it would be Mick Schumacher or Liam Lawson, but Toro Pinto, it's a great debut for him. It's a great debut for him. He didn't start the points, but he had a few struggles in qualifying, which is expected. But a great race for him, for Toro Pinto on his debut, even though it is temporary until the end of the season. Daniel Ricciardo, Esteban Ocon, Per Dadsey, Valtteri Bottas, Hulkenberg, Zhou Guanyu, Lance Stroll all don't score points, and Yuki Tsunoda was the only DNF in the race. But as for the driver standings, Max Verstappen actually has a 62-point lead now. It's a 62-point lead, and between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc's not that far behind Lando Norris. Because if Charles Leclerc wins in Azerbaijan, all of a sudden he may say, "Hang on, what about me?" Piastri, still a good battle, isn't it? I still think the battle for third is between Leclerc, Piastri, and Sainz. Hamilton, if he maybe picks up one more win as well. Russell, I think Russell will get Perez, in my opinion. He'll get Perez for me. Alonso's in 9th, Stroll in 10th. Hulkenberg 11th, Tsunoda 12th, Ricciardo 13th, Dadsey 14th, Berman 15th, Manson 16th, Albon 17th, Ocon 18th, and Zhou Guanyu, Jordan Sargent, Toro Pinto, and Bottas are still doing drivers yet to score a point this season. As for the constructors, McLaren are only 8 points behind Red Bull. As I said, I think it's McLaren's title for me. It's McLaren's title. A major downfall just happened at Red Bull. Just from nowhere, hasn't it? And I actually think Ferrari, I think they might overtake Red Bull as well, in constructors as well. Because Perez, both Ferrari drivers and both McLaren drivers will outscore Perez. Will score more points than Perez for me, combined. Aston Martin are in 5th. I think they're safe, Aston Martin, as the 5th best team in F1. A battle for 6th between RB and Haas. Alpine in 8th, Williams in 9th, and Sauber are the only team not to score points yet this season. So that is my Formula 1 review. Charles Leclerc with a one-stop masterclass, winning the Monza in Ferrari's home Grand Prix, and it was a one-stop masterclass. And miracles can happen. Ferrari getting the strategy spot on and fooling the other teams. Feel free to leave a 4-star below in the comments, and I'll see you all for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix preview as Charles Leclerc wins in Monza.